Hey guys, welcome back to the Purist TV. We have here today Erik Davis from Always Evolving, supporting the toy drive. So my first question is, what does it mean to you to be Purist?
So I think Purist really is about community, just to oversimplify it. You can go on and on about that, but that's the word that ultimately comes to my mind when I think about Purist. And it's not necessarily just about the car community, but it's about supporting the local community. In this case, it's supporting kids in the local community. And ultimately, we just have a common bond around cars. As you can see here, we got hundreds of them, some incredible vehicles, but if you look around, there's a lot of hugs and a lot of smiles, and ultimately I think that's what being a Purist is all about. So for me, it goes back to the very beginning. I've known Sean a long time, and the way I got to know Sean was through a common friend who was really the start of Always Evolving, Paul. And so through that friendship with Paul and Roger is how I met Sean, and I think really that's when Purist was more of just a thought and a belief. It wasn't even necessarily something that was solidified like it is today. And you know, now it's interesting because you walk around and you see what ultimately has been grown from that, and it really just started with the concept of doing good and giving back.
Right.
And
so simple.
Yeah, really simple.
Right.
And you know, that's what all three of those guys are and were about.
I want to use a time machine and wind back to the days when you first developed a passion for cars. How did it happen for you?
Yeah, so for me it was simple. My dad was a car guy, so I grew up as a small kid walking around car shows from, you know, really some of my earliest memories. He always had a kind of a project car in the garage.
Nice.
We didn't have any money, so you know it wasn't La Ferraris and stuff like that. But
La Chevy.
yeah, that's about right. Yeah, so I think you know the bug was planted early, and so I think I was a car guy at about 4. And then ultimately,
but your voice still sounded like this when you were 4.
Yeah, maybe 6. But once I, you know, once I started to be able to afford some cars, it became a passion and a really bad habit. So
it's a good habit.
Yeah.
It's a good bad habit.
Not a good financial habit,
yeah.
But you know, it feeds a different value. So.
Was there anything that the car community taught you through the years?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things. Some of the greatest friendships that I've got came through the car community. Mentors, which is something that I seek in my life. You know, Sean's a great example of that, a friend that's turned into a mentor for me. Paul and Roger were mentors and friends. It's taught me about loyalty. It's taught me about dealing with hardship. It's taught me about supporting others, a ton of lessons, but all of those came through quality relationships and friendships that if it weren't for my passion for cars, maybe I wouldn't have met these people.
I know you've got a lot of fans on social media in the world. You're looking at 2 of them right here. What's next for you? What's next for Always Evolving as you look at 2019?
Yeah, so we're you know, we're always busy doing something. I was racing last week or 2 weeks ago doing Stadium Super Trucks with Robbie Gordon.
Fun. Yeah.
That was a pretty wild one. Check it out if you haven't seen that yet. But yeah, we're going to do more Stadium Super Trucks. We're going to do some GT3, GT4 racing in a couple different series around the world. I'm working on one of my bucket lists, which will be Pikes Peak, hopefully for 2019.
Wow.
We got a couple crazy car builds that are going on right now, and you know, anywhere where there's the automotive passion and motorsports, we'll probably be there. So.
That is
Since
fantastic.
it's Christmas, let us ask a Christmas question.
I thought we were going to sing a song. I was like, let's do it.
Yes. So my question is, growing up, what was the gift that you were waiting the most from Santa?
God, I don't know. You know, like I said, I didn't grow up with a family with a lot of money, so I had a lot of wants, and I think that was one of the reasons that I learned how to work hard was because you know, it wasn't all given to me.
Yeah.
But you know, I think looking back on it, I can't trigger one particular thing, but it was probably something to do with a bicycle or a dirt bike. So yeah, it wasn't an entire dirt bike, because my dad would have said no way in hell.
Yeah.
But
just like a fork.
Yeah, not even that. It would have been like, you know, grips or something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I had a great house with a lot of love, and that was the most important thing. But I don't really remember. You know, I wanted a lot of things that I knew my parents couldn't get me. But all the things I needed were always there. So
That's really interesting, and I know it's something that Pauline and I were talking about. What do you say to the kids that are out there? You know, maybe they're even out here right now. They got in, they see these cars, they can't imagine, you know, owning one, let alone sitting in one.
I think it's simple. It's change your mindset first of all, and don't ever think that you can't, because you can. We live in the greatest country on earth, and this country affords you incredible opportunity when you're willing to work really, really hard. I think that's 90% of it.
Yep.
And, you know, be creative, think outside of the box, do things that you are passionate about, and try and add value. And anything can happen. Anything can happen. So
Wow.
It can be, you know, it can be a kid from the inner city that doesn't have any type of role models that ultimately are showing them how to do certain things.
Right.
But those kids have every capability, as much as any other.
And this country rewards hard work, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, and ingenuity and a whole bunch of other things.
See, I've been trying to go off my looks, and
Yeah.
it hasn't really been
tough to
working.
do in this town,
I'm
buddy.
just saying.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here and supporting for all these years.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for letting me be a part of it.